Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Desktop English video blog. Today we're going to be talking about the Cambridge English scale that you will find reported on your statement of results. I'm going to be talking a little bit about how that relates to the Common European Framework and what the advantages of this new scale are over the old way of reporting results. I hope you find what you're about to see very useful. Before we go on to take a look at the new format of the statement of results, I'd like to start by having a look at the old format in order that we can make a direct comparison. As you can see from this example statement, the student has taken the first certificate in English. They've scored 73% and they've got a grade C pass. Then you can see in the band scores below how the candidate performed in each discipline of the exam. Had this student got a score of over 80%, it would have indicated that they had a C1 level, not just the B2 level that first certificate tests for. However, with this older statement of results, there was no true reflection on their certificate nor on their statement of results that showed that they had a C1 level. They were merely issued with a first certificate exam. Taking a look at the new statement of results now, we'll see again that this student passed with a grade C. But if we look carefully at the Cambridge English scale on the left, you will see that had they passed with a grade A, they would have been within the C1 level. It's also easy to see with this new scale if you have speaking at C1 level, whereas perhaps you only have writing at B2 level. So the exam gives you a clear index relating your score to the Common European Framework, which is very helpful for both candidates and prospective employers and universities alike. So one of the great advantages of the new statement of results is that exceptional performance in exams that usually relate to a certain level can be rewarded with an explicit statement of results from Cambridge showing that the candidate has achieved this higher level. That is to say that someone who does a Cambridge First Certificate exam, for example, can score a C1 if they perform exceptionally. They can score a B2 if they perform to the required standards of the exam, or they could score a B1 if they perform below the required standards of the exam, but with sufficient knowledge to demonstrate that they would have passed the PET exam, for example. This crossover makes the scale much more coherent than simply testing students and candidates from one exam to the next. In fact, on the new statement of results, it specifically says that candidates achieving grade A between 180 and 190 on the Cambridge English scale receive the first certificate in English, stating that they have demonstrated ability at level C1. So because you've taken the first certificate in English, you will still get a certificate from Cambridge for the first certificate in English, but it will state that your English level is C1. Cambridge expects that employers and academic institutions will recognise the statement of results and will recognise the certificate, which now comes with the explicit mention of your level on the European framework, regardless of what exam you've taken. So let's have a look at the scales in general. Here you can see a chart that shows where each Cambridge exam is plotted on the new scale, the Cambridge English scale. you'll see that taking a Cambridge Proficiency exam, you can score between 230 and 180 points. If you score 180 points in the exam, then you will have demonstrated that you have a C1 level of English. That's equivalent to most people who take a Cambridge Advanced exam. If you look at the Cambridge Advanced scores here in blue, you will see that a grade A at Cambridge Advanced overlaps with a grade C at Cambridge Proficiency. Therefore, a high score at Cambridge Advanced will mean that you score enough to be given a certificate that explicitly states that you have reached a C2 level. Likewise, if you score below grade C at Cambridge Advanced level, you will find that you have only done enough to be awarded a certificate that shows you have a B2 level of English. If we move down the scale once more, you will notice that in first certificate, in green here, a grade A at first certificate is equivalent to a grade C at Cambridge Advanced level, meaning that if you do score a grade A at first certificate, you will be given a certificate that says you have completed the FCE exam, but that you have a C1 level of English. As you can see, the Cambridge English Scale and the new version of the Statement of Results are very useful in determining exactly where our strengths and weaknesses are according to the Universal Common European Framework for Languages. If you have any further questions about it, please don't hesitate to get in touch or leave a comment below. We'd like to get the discussion started and help you understand your results better in order that you can continue to progress in your English. Thanks for joining us.